Welcome everyone to a full moon in Pisces. I don't know if to celebrate or to be scared. No, I'm kidding. Full moon in Pisces, what are we talking about? Well, full moon in Pisces is always a very interesting moon for me because I feel like it's so wide and in depth and I don't know, sometimes it can go so out there, right? And it's like confusing a little bit. And it's like when it comes to the full moons in Pisces and full moons in Scorpios, I don't know which way to go. But just generally speaking, anything that has to do with surrendering or spirituality or trust issues, addiction, depression, procrastination, forgiveness, betrayals, comes from this energy of the full moon in Pisces. And Pisces moons are really super sensitive because they always want to escape to other different realities, right? They have this sort of victim and martyr and savior sort of archetype contained within it. And sometimes all of that just seems very contradictory to me. I have like a sun Pisces, but the moon Pisces feels like, I don't know, it just always feels like there's a need to sort of stay in situations even though they're bad for you. Um, it's like they don't want to really energetically let go of the past, especially if that past has established some sort of pattern within them that's illusory, right? That's not real. And I don't know if it was just my energy or what, but when I was doing the meditation, the word that came through was achieve, which is a weird word to come through for this particular meditation because I often associate achieve with that Capricornian energy. So maybe there's a lot more grounding to the Piscean moon this time around, especially with this lunar eclipse kind of coming in between the energies of the sun and the moon's surface, right? So maybe there's something that's a little bit more grounding this time around. And it's, I almost feel like perhaps there's a huge shift kind of coming up with the elimination of illusions collectively and um, individually, right? I feel like this Piscean moon is going to set some really strict boundaries for the next 12 months or something. I don't know. That's just what I'm getting because if the word achieve is coming through and I'm associating it with Capricorn, then this particular eclipse is somehow either going to constrict us more in, spiritually and collectively, or it's going to set up boundaries because it's needed, right? It's needed because right now, if we look at the world and the state in which the world is, I feel like there are no boundaries. I feel like people are insulting each other. AI is crossing boundaries left and right. So there's something quite interesting that's coming through for me in this particular full moon in Pisces. So pay attention to that. Pay attention to where boundaries are being broken, right? Or there's a lack of boundaries in your life, or where in your life you haven't set some healthy boundaries. Because I do feel the healthy aspect of Pisces kind of coming through, but at the same time, I feel that it's it's not as watery as I tend to associate the moon in Pisces with, and which is typical, right? Because the Pisces is gonna, it's gonna, generally speaking, this image that you see on the screen doesn't properly reflect the iconic imagery of the two fishes going in diametrically opposed directions. So I just feel like whatever this particular fish is that's coming in, it's a strong one. I don't want to say a shark, but it's a bit like perhaps a whale or something where there's like you will be setting boundaries around that whale coming through. All right, let's go on to our next screen. So when we think of Pisces, its ruling planet is Neptune, and Neptune is the Greek version of the Roman god and Poseidon, right? Ruler of the oceans, an energy that's actually quite important for us. So perhaps there's going to be boundaries set with something with the waters where there's an achievement of some sort with water um, for this particular full moon energy. And um, it's definitely like spirituality cannot be removed from the Piscean field because it sort of like shows us what's hidden and also shows us the frequency in which we can connect to our own divinity. I feel like it takes a lot of work sometimes. And so this energy is going to require a lot of, because even that word that came through, achieve, well, what is it that we are trying to achieve? And if we have a goal, right, to achieve, then we've got to work really hard for those achievements. Or on the flip side, maybe we're going to be all collectively getting a gift of peace finally, as almost to say like we've achieved something, like it is done, right? That energy of it is done. So yeah, really interesting to to remember the higher aspect of the Piscean energy. And also when we're looking at the Piscean chakra system, what chakra it rules or it influences, it is the third eye chakra that this particular astrological sign influences and rule. And again, that's because in order to see what is not seen or what you cannot see through the naked eye, you kind of have to go inward. And this inner sight, the third eye, is where Pisces loves to view the world from. And speaking of view, let's go on to the next slide where we're going to talk about the tarot cards that Neptune rules. So Neptune is about, well, let me just backtrack a little bit. Pisces is about, again, looking at the inner aspects of something. And again, seeing what cannot be seen through the naked eye is one of its power sources. So, of course, Neptune then would rule those aspects of tarot where it has to do with sight, but not in the regular sense of that word. So we have here the moon and the hanged man. The moon is all about relying on the sight of your intuition, um, understanding that things are not always what they seem to be. Again, that third eye engagement. Um, Understanding that the past can affect the present behavior. Sometimes when you look at the Moon Tarot card, it is about dreams and illusions. Um, and on the more challenging side, it can be about deceptions, right? But it's also about releasing fear. Because once you see what's in the darker waters, like this crab, like kind of coming out, or lobster, or whatever you want to, scorpion, like whatever this is. I don't know. This is a different image. No, it's the crab. Um, Once you see it, it's like the negative aspects of the moon that is anxious or scared of what's in the dark kind of like goes away because it's revealed. So when we see the moon tarot card, understand that it is the same as the sun, only the moon, especially in the full moon, it will reveal darker secrets from, I'm speaking from the collective perspective, things that we really didn't want to see, but once we see it, we're like, oh yeah, that makes sense, and that's why you're a jerk, right? Or something to that effect, right? Um, or I see the darkness now, I see what we need to clear up and clear, and it's doable. And maybe that's where that word achieve comes in. You got to see the ugly in order to fix it, right? In order to illuminate another path, which is, by the way, why you always see the moon tarot card when that crab comes out of the water. There is a path forward. You could see it between the howling dog and the howling wolf there. It also represents, Neptune also represents the hangman. Again, it's about seeing what was not seen before, and in this case, things being turned upside down. Now, when we combine these two energies, the full moon and the hangman, what we will be seeing will feel, right? We're talking about the moons here, feeling, will feel completely chaotic. When we deal with the hangman, we often are dealing with feelings of being trapped or confined, but it is of our own making, right? Like the hangman, I mean, literally, the other two hands behind his back are usually not quote unquote tied, right? So we could untie ourselves from that situation. That seems like a waiting period or some lesson that we need to learn, which is why our world has been turned upside down. But it's really not the world that's turned upside down, it's us, individually and collectively. Our world is turned upside down. Everything else has been functioning as per usual. We just didn't see it before. So there are going to be a lot of revelations this time around. Usually every time around when we're dealing with a moon in Pisces, but this time around, there's a huge shift because of that partial lunar eclipse. And remember, guys, what my grandpa always said, when we're dealing with the eclipses, you don't want to look at it, you don't want to stare at it. It's really not a good omen. Um, that's my belief system, and I share that because what we want to do is illuminate ourselves and be inside and be the light onto the world. And usually the only way to do that is by going into meditation and doing prayer work and releasing work and being inside of yourself and connecting to your source energy. So, with that said, let's move on to the next slide. All right, for those of you that are journaling, remember that during a full moon, it's an optimal time to wrap things up, complete something, release something, or just allow something to be illuminated. With this particular full moon in Pisces and there being a partial lunar eclipse in the mixed here, I just invite you to write down a prayer. Write a prayer on something that you want to release and use graceful words. Um, it could just be something like, I don't know, may there be a pathway to help me release XYZ, right? It can be an affirmative sort of statement, but when I say prayer, I really do want you to sort of tap into that higher realm. So for me, I would say like, Mother Mary, please assist me in XYZ, or whatever deities you want to pray to, etc. So invoke the name of the deity in the actual journaling experience, okay? For those of you that just love those affirmations, if I draw the hanged man for you, you can say something like, I am within a sacred pause moment in my life. I am within a sacred pause moment in my life. Or if I pull the moon card, you can say something like, mm, one step at a time, my pathway is cleared. One step at a time, my pathway is cleared. All right, let's get to our reading. We've got Pisces, ruled by Neptune. We've got a full moon in Pisces. Put that there. We've got the sun over here. This is a partial lunar eclipse, but that actually doesn't matter. An eclipse is an eclipse, it is an eclipse. And Neptune rules both the moon and the hangman tarot suits. All right. Now, where's my little globe? Here we go. Okay. So what's happening? The eclipse is actually Earth getting in between the illumination of the sun on the surface of the moon. And so we get a partial lunar eclipse. Okay, got it? We want to make sure that we are in the space of prayer because the earth is being darkened partially. And so we want to be the illuminating force. That's what's going on. Put this back and let's play. So I've decided to use 2 card decks, and this is going to be slightly a different read from what we've had in the past. Remember, this is about your zodiacal moon sign, but if you want, you can look at your other signs, your ascendant and your sun sign, and map out the story of what's unfolding for you for this full moon in Pisces with that partial lunar eclipse happening, okay? So we're going to do something a little different. We're going to pull 1 card from this deck. It's called Baroque, and it is by Lamucci. I just got this deck, so I hope you saw that. And it's Baroque. And that card is going to be representing what we want to release. Because I want you to see lunar eclipses or all eclipses as a bridge between one world to the next on what's unfolding for you, right? So that's going to represent what we're releasing, what we're not taking across the bridge to this new world. And then for the new world, what can we expect? I'm using this deck, which is Spell Wild Reflections Tarot deck. Okay, so let's start. Let's do this. I'm just going to put these on the side. You know the drill. I will be called to one of these 2 for your particular sign. And remember, this is ruled by Neptune. Let's put this over here. We begin with Aries. What do you need to let go of, Aries? 10 of Wands. All this hard work, all of this heaviness that you've been feeling, we need to just let it go, release it, right? So for me, that's definitely this incredible moon energy of these fears and misconceptions. We just need to let it go. This heaviness that you've been carrying, just let it go. And let's see what your forward momentum is. What do you have to look forward for? Look at that, 10 of Pentacles. Like, how different, right? Like, whatever's happening for you, Aries moon babies, with this partial lunar eclipse, we can automatically see, is the volume even up on this? Let me see. Oh, okay, good. We can already see literally night and day this heavy work, but it's also, we can also see like all of this hard work pays off with healthy body, pays off with a happy family, pays off with a lot of money and abundance. So all that heavy work actually paid off, but it's time to release the burdens that came with that work. Okay? Next one we have is Taurus. What do we need to let go of, Taurus? Page of Pentacles. Taurus, this is like, okay, let's start putting some of your ideas into action. Let's start actually producing some. If it's not working out, or, you know, I'm being drawn to the Hangman for you. I'm not going to pick these up because then these all get screwy. But I'm being drawn here to the Hangman to look at this situation from a different perspective. You've got all of these amazing ideas. You've been studying left and right. You've been working on it. You've been mewing. You look at this. You've been holding on pretty tightly, right, to what you've been working on. But it's time to literally look at it from a different perspective, turn it around. Let's see what the gem is. What are we looking at, right? That Odin myth, right? Being turned upside down to see the gems within the earth, right? So yeah, let go of that. And what do we have to look forward to? Six of Swords, smoother waters ahead. You know, like if you had all this, you know, fear or things being turned upside down, or maybe you have to rework things because of this Page of Pentacles, you're being shown that the bridge, right, once you cross over this bridge, what's on the other side is you're going to be sailing smooth waters here, right? Like you do have to be careful. You do have to watch out for your mental state as you move forward, but it's not a rocky beginning. It's pretty smooth, but you do have to make a move. You can't stay in this studious energy forever. You actually have to make a move. Right? Like don't stay in that space of observation. Like do something with that energy. All right, so now we've got Gemini. What do you have to let go of? Judgment. Let go of judgment. Let go of judging others. Let go of judging yourself, right? So I'm being drawn to the moon energy here for you, because the moon energy really releases everything so that you can see it very clearly and not hold on to any grudges, right? Like not... Judgment is one of those things that if you stay with that field of judgment, you could actually go crazy, right? With the internal dialogue. So best to just let it go. Don't take it with you across this bridge. And what do you have to look forward to if you let go of judgment is Page of Cups. It's kind of like, oh, if you let go of judgment, you can actually relax and start observing yourself from that perspective that's not necessarily egoic, but self-reflective in a way with this Page of Cups. Like he's drinking from the conch. Like it's like you will have the opportunity to heal yourself if you let go of this judgment. Cancer, moons, rising, or sun cards, sun stars. What do you need to let go of? Two of Swords. This idea that you are at a crossroads, that you can't move forward, that, you know, you have divergent ideas, that you can't, I don't know, this feels like to me like you've been stuck in this space of, and I am being drawn to the Hangman, you've been stuck in this space of, there is no further road for me to go in. Well, yes, there is. You just have to take off the blindfolds and start looking at things from a different perspective. Oops, over here, Cancer, what do you have to look forward to? Four of Wands, right? There's like, what a difference. If you stop, this energy right now feels very stubborn to me. It feels like I created this path and that's the way I want it to go, and that's what, you know, if it doesn't go that way, then I have no path forward. Meanwhile, if you let go of this attachment, you've got all this celebration going on with like either family or friends or new acquaintances that you're meeting that literally are activating something creative in you that's quite different than the path that you thought that you should be going down. Next, we have the moon in Leo, lion. Leo, what do you need to let go of? Dun, dun, dun. Three of Pentacles, this idea that you have to work with others in secret in order to get what you need done. So I am being drawn to the moon because this is very much like a secretive energy, like behind the scenes. We don't know what's being revealed. You also see three. You see a wolf, a dog, and the crab coming out of the waters. So it's almost like let go of the BS. Let go of this idea that things have to be done in the cloak of night. It doesn't, like if you are doing things and negotiating from your heart center with good faith, there's no need for all the secrecy. There really isn't. And the secrecy, for some reason, is not allowing, remember, this is an eclipse energy, so the secrecy is not allowing you to be in your full illuminated path. What do you have to look forward to? Four of Swords. Interesting. I've never seen a Four of Swords like this, but yeah, it's the swords where you see the person's usually in a coffin laying, and then there's like swords and then one above. So it's almost like, okay, lay down this defensive posture. You don't need to be in this space of defense all the time, of hiding, of being secretive, of plotting, because you think someone's going to steal your ideas to make money. I mean, relax. That's what's waiting for you on the other side. Put down your swords. Go into space of meditation. What's yours is yours, and nobody can take it away from you. Next, we are moving on to the energy of Virgo. What do you need to let go of? Dun, dun, dun. Four of Pentacles. Stop hoarding. Stop being such a penny pincher. That's literally what I heard. So there must have been somebody who has a moon in Virgo that's watching this right now. I literally just went into your zone. It was like, stop being such a penny pincher, like be a little bit more relaxed with the money and your abundance. If you hold on to things really tightly like this, you're letting the universe know that, and this is a hangman energy for you, by the way, you're letting the world know that, or think that you don't have enough, right? So if you want to feel the abundance, be generous with what you have. Let's see what is coming up for you. Four of Cups, this is really interesting. So you kind of like are being, you're being stubborn with this energy. Like so far, everyone has energetically released, and you're being stubborn with the energy because there feels like, I can't let go of my money. I don't even have enough money. Like, what are you talking about? And then it goes like the bridge occurs, right? We move through that eclipse energy, and then you go from hoarding your money to hoarding your emotions, right? To withholding your emotions. So somehow, and I guess this is a healing energy for those of you with the Virgo moon, somehow there's this idea or concept that, or something here connected with your ability to make money and your emotional flow. So there's something here connected, and obviously because this is such a, challenging sort of draw for you here, I would look at the moon energy. Don't literally look at the moon, guys, like I said during the eclipse, no bueno, but to look at this archetype and see what it is that you still have to work on with this mentality of, because I can understand this, but I don't necessarily think this is a healthy way to deal with hoarding money or feeling the lack thereof. To the contrary, the more abundant we can generally feel and be with others in connection, the more this flows in your favor. Oops. Am I sticking to? Okay. All right. So next up we have Libra moons. What do you need to let go of? Dun, dun, dun. Sorry, I have the computer under there. Justice. Interesting. Oh my God. I'm freaking out, right? Because this is like, I'm the moon baby, so and I'm an attorney, so it's like, Oh no, do I have to let go of my job? Probably. I mean, I've been getting that energy a lot, right? Or maybe even the assignment that I'm getting. So this is speaking a little bit to me. But if you are a moon in Libra, this is really telling you to let go of the tit for tat, to let go of this idea that things have to be equal versus fair and equilibrium. Equality actually, like, you know, you get 50 and I get 50 in the space of relationships, in the space of employment, in the space of everything in life. It's just not realistic, right? So equilibrium for me is like, how much did you put in and how much are you taking and what's really fair in that situation, right? So because this is coming up in the position of the past, let go of the tit for tat. Let go of like, well, he did that and then they did this and then let go of that if you're going to move forward. And for me, this is about looking at things from a different perspective, right? Because I explained to you, justice is not this equal, it's an equilibrium, right? So let's see what you have to look forward to. Dun, dun, dun. Oh no, heartbreak. So this is like very similar energy to the Virgo energy, that there was heartbreak here. Because if you stay in that space of, no, this is what I want, or this is what's fair, you're only going to take in a heartbreak. So for me, I feel like not only the hangman, but yeah, let's start going deeper into that moon energy and start saying, well, why can't I let go of the tit for tat? You know, why do I want to live in this space of heartbreak? And then the positive side, because they all do have positive sides. I'm just going to go back here a little bit with the Virgo. For this one, it's, you will have an opportunity. You just have to look. And for this one, it's basically like the heartbreak is only an illusion, right? It's not actually your physical heart. So where is it a real threat to you, right? So if it's not a real threat, we're talking about these in this particular deck, they're using the arrows as swords for some reason, which I would never use an arrow as a sword, because for me, I see arrows being made up of wood. So anyway, I digress. My point is, for this deck, they're using the arrows as swords. So this is meant, do not mentally challenge yourself by being harsh on yourself, so much so that you kill the loving energy within you. All right, Scorpio, which is also my moon, right? Western versus Vedic. What do you need to let go of? Six of Pentacles. I almost feel like stop with the generosity. Isn't that horrible? But yeah, some people can give so much that they are left depleted. So I'm looking at the moon energy here. Like, you really have to like look at that energy and say, well, not only what am I getting from just giving, but am I feeling energetically strong, right? Because the moon at its most challenging is if it's the only illuminating light force that we have during the night, and if it's blocked and there's an eclipse going over it, our one source of celestial energy is being dimmed. So you want to be careful during that time frame right before the lunar eclipse, not to be in paying attention so much to others as you always do, or that as you have been doing, but really retreat a little bit. Okay, what's waiting for you on the other side of the bridge? Love. Beautiful. This is really interesting for me, so I'm going to have to really dig deep as to what's going on there with the love. So maybe like for me, anyway, not about me, it's about you guys. So for those of you with a moon in Scorpio, I'll do my journaling after the video. So for those of you with the moon in Scorpio, let go of sorry, my screen. Let go of giving so much that you feel depleted, and start giving to yourself a little bit more. Paying attention to the self-love. Oops. Next we have the Sag babies. What do you have to let go of? Dun dun dun. Three of Cups. Oh, literally what I got is stop drinking so much. I don't know. I'm tapping into somebody else. Stop drinking so much because this is a Three of Cups. It's a celebratory energy. And it's also this energy of not only stop drinking too much, but like chattering, like gossip, like a lot of talk, 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 talk. So we want to retreat a little bit from that. I'm being pulled to the moon for you guys. Like, right? Like looking at those qualities within us that are not actually serving us and it's just like surface and pretends to be happy, but we might actually be either harming ourselves physically or harming another with the talk. What do you have to look forward to? Seven of Swords. Well, it's like having faith in a new beginning, having faith in balancing what's coming up in your field. And this is like a marksman, right? So you have to really focus your aim. So what's coming forward is I don't know. Did you guys see that? There was a thumbs up or a thumbs down? I don't know. Um, that was weird. I have to do the replay. But yeah, there's a like refocusing your aim. It's doing it again. Is it a thumbs down, guys? Oh, so it's not a refocusing. I'm gonna listen to that for the Sag Moon babies because maybe it's not refocusing your aim. Maybe it's to put what's coming forward is for you to relax and have faith that you don't need to work so hard and aim so strongly at your target. I'm going to go with that because that's the first time that that's ever happened. So I'm going to go with that energy. And for those of you learning tarot and how to really read it in terms of wanting to use it to assist others, pay attention to the signs of everything that goes on when you're reading because it does matter. So maybe with that Seven of Swords, because of the way that I saw that energy, and I should have known, right? Because it's not really targeting anything. It's actually putting their swords down, right? So, yeah. Put your swords down and allow, it almost just felt like the energy of St. Michael's. Allow the other energies, the stronger energies, the energies that come with faith and belief to battle for you. You don't have to do it, which means go into prayer. All right, now we've got Capricorn. Let's see what's going on. What do you have to let go of? Nine of Wands. The infighting with your family. Let it go. Release it. It's not worth it. Look at things from different perspectives, right? So for me, I'm being drawn to that hangman for you. Just start looking at things from a different perspective and let go. There's no need to argue with the family. And even from a collective perspective, Capricorn usually signifies government. So that too, from a collective perspective, we need to all start seeing things from a different perspective and start arguing with each other. What's on the horizon for you? King of Pentacles. Very nice. A lot of hard work, building something that you want, building something that you desire, that you really seek to have it take you to a quieter time frame, right? This is such a different energy, again, from that posture of defense versus the posture of doing, which you're very comfortable in as a Capricorn moon. Aquarius moon, babies, what you doing, what you doing, what you let go of. Six of Swords. Smoother waters ahead. Let go of charging forward to waters that are rocky. I almost feel like this is actually the opposite of what we normally see in, sorry, I'm looking at the card because this is a brand new deck, so I'm not too familiar with it. But I almost feel like this is going towards rockier waters than normal. So let go of charging towards rockier waters. If it's, guys, I have this saying The easy path is the right path. The right path is always easy. So this is drawing me to and this is for you, the hangman, but this is drawing me to this understanding that if we're in the six of swords and we're trying to move forward to smoother waters, if it's a difficult passageway, don't do it. The easy path is always right. The right path is always easy. What do you have to look forward to after the eclipse? Two of Wands. More creativity coming your way. Definitely with the Two of Wands. This person is relaxing, sitting with her bike, looking at, again, it's this energy of the Hanged Man, looking at things from a different perspective. And because you're getting this quite interesting Two of Wands, I'd say look at the stars and the ethers, specifically the ethers, right? Look at this aurora borealis lights over here. Look at things from the different perspective and seek the guidance of the celestial stars as partnership for your new creative endeavors. But there is a creative endeavor coming up for you. So that's interesting. Last and never least, this is your moon, Pisces. So let's see what you got to let go of. I got a lot of planets there, and I got two suns in Vedic and tropical. So what do you have to let go of? Let go of saying no to everything. You've got so many opportunities that have come your way, and you've been saying no, no, no. Actually, I'm being drawn to the hangman for you. No, I don't want that one. No, that doesn't look right. No, that doesn't feel right, etc. So let go of that. Let's start taking a risk. And what do you have to look forward to as a Pisces? We'll end with you. 8 of Pentacles. So much to seed, so much to water, so much to produce. And this, because we've got the 8, we've got this 8 energy, this is something that's going to continue to produce for you and give you lots of riches, so long as you stop rejecting everyone's desire to connect with you. All right, guys. That is the reading for the full moon in Pisces, which is also engaging a partial lunar eclipse. Everyone stay safe. I'm putting this one out early because I want you all to get it before the eclipse hits. I believe is on Tuesday for me. Check your time zone and see when it hits in your area, in your time zone area. But it just feels so emotional. I still have a couple more readings to complete for some clients, and I'm late with all of them, but everyone's had this really, including myself, this really like emotional roller coaster happening, and it feels like it's ramping up as we approach this particular new moon, full moon, which feels like there's like a lunacy involved. Like I said, for purposes of my tradition and my grandpa, there was never a distinction made between a partial lunar eclipse and a full lunar eclipse, or partial anything. An eclipse is an eclipse and is an eclipse. So we want to really stay in the space of prayer, meditation, silence, go inward, to calm the energies that are literally, I could feel it like palpitating and about to burst. And once we cross over to that bridge, look at, everyone had really beautiful engagement waiting on the other side of the bridge. We just have to be calm, patient, and regulate your emotions, while we're dealing with that eclipse energy. And for those of you with a Virgo moon and a Libra moon, I would really encourage you to focus on the moon energies and literally what do you want to finally let go of? And if what was approaching you on the other side of the bridge is something you didn't want, then say that as well. I'm letting go of that too. Let's go to the next chapter. Let's jump to the next chapter. Like, don't forget, you guys are magical. So use your magic. Bye. I love you. Take care, and happy lunar eclipse.